Hi guys, hello, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and yes, I know we're in the studio today, and I know you guys wanted phone calls, and you probably noticed that the picture in the camera is a little bit better than it was before, and the reason that is we changed this up a little bit on the camera so that we can get better picture. I explained what I did in the vlog. I'm not going to explain all the details now. Just to say is that the picture is of higher quality at this point. And I'm just trying to see how we're doing on the live stream here. And it looks like we're getting pretty good pixels and bit rate and frame rate at this point. Although, I'll be honest with you guys, with T-Mobile, the internet does fluctuate a little bit. So, if you guys are upset about that and the speed patient, that's the nature of sharing an internet connection with a cell phone network, is that you can't always guarantee you're going to get the kind of results that you were looking forward to. And let's see, yeah, it still kind of varies though. It does vary, yeah. So let's see, 2500, 25 frames per second recording log, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be getting higher bit rates than that. We're doing okay overall. So let's just go ahead and start looking at the chat questions right now. I know we see one more person on already, or should be on soon. So it's right now I'm using a mechanical mouse on the computer instead of an optical one, so it's kind of giving me a hard time rolling around the desktop. So let's get started and switch this over to the overlay. So there we go. Alright, so here we have the questions. I'm going to switch that screen right now, and there it goes. So at this point, this is what we see, and so it looks pretty good. And one of the biggest problems that we're having right now is, yeah, okay, it looks like it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. It's not fantastically super, but it's up there. And then now one of the things that we had problems with in the past is that people didn't actually call the live stream at all. They kind of just make sure the phone's working, and they are. Okay, so that's great. So see, that's the pan control. That's the pan. That's the treble. That's the bass. Okay. So anyway, it's 7:03, and I know that we always get started a little early. One of my users asked me about. I guess she mostly uses her cell phone to read the comments and things, and she asked me is, how do you read the comments on the desktop? What does it look like? So let me just show you that really quickly, and so those of you who want to see how we read the comments, and I can go through some of the comments as well at the same time. So let's go through to that. Okay, so let me scroll the screen over. Okay, if you look at this here in the comment section, you see we have published comments, held for review, and likely spam. Now, I'm going to refresh the page because I haven't refreshed this page until now. So, we're going to refresh this page. And you'll see that right now we have... Okay, so let's answer some of the questions we're at the same time. Beaver Time, it's one day ago, based on a vlog that I covered. He wanted to know... actually, I should shrink the screen down a little bit. He wondered if the soup kitchen served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the answer is no, do not serve dinner. Breakfast is more of a continental type breakfast, and it has like pastries, coffee, sometimes hot cocoa, and a tea. And that's what they serve generally every morning, Monday through Friday and Saturday when they're open. Officially, they're open the second and third Saturday of the month. And the lunch is served from 11:30 to 12:30. And lunches vary in quality. Usually there are things like roast pork, shepherd's pie, sometimes beef with brown gravy, mashed potatoes, corn, carrots. They try to maintain a healthy food choice for the regulars at the soup kitchen. And what's nice is the soup kitchen doesn't charge us any money to eat there. So it's one of the reasons why, since it's a 501c3, that they very much depend on donations to make the lunches possible. The soup kitchen has been around now for almost 20 years. Actually, it's apparently they started around 1985. They've been around longer than that. I think it was 25 years, so it was about 5 years ago, so it's about 30 years now. And the soup kitchen has been there from the beginning, feeding patrons and everything. Originally, it was bag lunches back when they first started, and it was like once or twice a week. And then there was enough people said, "Hey, we'd like to try cooking," and so the soup kitchen started to offer hot meals. The soup kitchen building itself, as the hall, belongs to St. James Church. Originally, that was where the Winchester Christian Academy was located. And so when the Winchester Christian Academy decided to close because there wasn't enough enrollment, the hall was available by St. James Church to lease out to the soup kitchen. Oh, Dory, did you take your soup? You might need to turn the fire down on a little bit on it. She's cooking dinner right now, so that's what I'm going to explain that. Because this is a 501c3, they are welcome to your donations, and the staff is really nice staff. I've had no problems with the staff for years. I've worked with the staff for a long time, and they're truly genuine and wonderful people to work with. And I explained some of that here in his comments, but I also wanted to subscribe back, please, which I did. And Beaver Time, if Dory has a friend with a car, can't she go to the grocery store? And I explained, Beaver Time, not too many people we know have cars. The few we know that don't always have time to do taxi work. I like to remain as independent as possible. And I know Dory does too. She wants to remain independent, being able to do her own thing, and she doesn't want to necessarily have to always depend on other people. This is from Beaver Time, I am against farm subsidies. Perhaps a topic for Sunday. Yeah, corporate welfare. Exactly. I said probably this is a good topic. I'm against subsidies for corporate farms and corporate welfare. Now, please remember what subsidies were intended for, guys. Subsidies were important to protect the small farm that would have often gone under because of the expenses of farming and the inconsistency of getting a good, consistent crop. Subsidies were never intended for agribusiness. That is, the big businesses like ConAgra and things like that, Green Giant, or the other businesses that have huge corporation sponsors. But rather, it was designed to protect the small farm from basic everyday farm issues of failing crops or, weather that could basically make it harder to grow things or whatever. But also was provides to subsidize the food. The United States Department of Agriculture, for example, provides the farmers a subsidy so that they can actually charge, as far as the audience is concerned, they charge the green beans and vegetables and produce. Those prices, they're actually being subsidized by the United States Department of Agriculture to keep the prices at what they are. They're not the free market prices. Green Giant and ConAgra and other Bird's Eye, these big chains don't need to have any specialties. These places already are making money themselves. They already are doing fine by themselves. And that's an important consideration to keep in mind. That's a very different situation. So when we say we support big business and agribusiness in the industry, it really kind of sucks because the big farmers, commercial farmers, don't need the subsidies. They've already got them in the form of stock markets, stockholders, okay? They have the revenue coming in to pay for their machinery and their plant and equipment, but the small mom and pop farmers are what the original farm subsidies were for to protect from the worst case scenario. It's true that the big farmers, the ConAgra and stuff, are taking advantage of subsidies to keep the prices where they are. And there's really little price controls in the farming industry. Big guys can actually pretty much guarantee that they can bring in any amount of money they want because they know that people will pay for example, their french fries or their corn on the cobs or their peas or green beans. But the little guy, farmers can use all the help they can get just to prevent themselves from losing the family farm because of a bad crop season. So corporate welfare is stupid welfare because it hurts the small guy. It really does. And let's go see if we have any comments here, and then we'll check out the here. And right now, I'm still the only one here. Sucks to be me. Always does. I was just playing around with some things in my system here to see what I can do here. People asking why I don't use the other camera that's built into the computer. The fancy camera. Well, you mean the eyesight camera? The legally blind piece of crap that doesn't even work all the time? You'd be surprised why I don't use it. I'll make it simple for you. The problem when the eyesight camera is built into this Mac is it's a piece of crap. It's worth a load of dingo's kidneys. It really is that bad. It's not that good. It just is terrible. It doesn't meet any requirements other than wasting up precious disk space, storing videos that's fuzzy and crappy. And that's why we usually use the other systems. But anyway, let's keep in mind that, again, I know that, like I said, the Sundays are always the way it is. So don't forget, on Sundays, we usually see a bit of a delay between people showing up and things like that. What I should do is I should get my Android phone so I can check this is how we're doing the video here. So let me go grab that. And while I'm doing that, I can keep talking to you because it's such a across the room here. And let's see. Hopefully R11h30 will be on tonight. And be over time. I hope I'll be on because both of you guys have wanted to participate in this presentation about the corporate welfare and things like that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more talk on that. Because corporate welfare... presentation about the corporate welfare and things like that looks really good. It does. That's what the picture looks like. Okay? It looks really good. And I'm hoping that today... Oh! Hey! Is this today's comments? Yep. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. I got confused. I couldn't... yeah, but wait a minute. Wait. It's funny because I'm actually not seeing my comments on my screen. This isn't showing up on here. Let me try to fix that, guys. So let me turn this sound off. This might notice a temporary, not lost a picture. So let me switch this over to, and apparently I got the wrong comment screen. How could you have the wrong comment screen? I don't know. Apparently you do. Apparently I do. I see the comments on the phone, but I don't see the comments on person, so on the computer. So let me see if I can find out what is going on with that. Okay, so let's go to live action. Let's see. Live streams. So while I'm doing that, let me read these comments real quick right below here. It says, ha 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 ha, Jesus Christ. Mary's, I don't think she is on the right chat. No, I'm not. And that's what I'm going to find out why is happening, why I'm not on the right chat. One question I'd ask is, whose chat are you actually on? I don't know. I have no idea. That's a great question. Yeah, okay, now I'm live now. Okay, so I got the right one now. So let's get to the right chats. I'm sorry about that, guys. Nothing says loving on when you're watching your YouTube channel. Basically, you decide to go into the land of stupid. Aw, the land of stupid. Is that like the land of the lost? Yeah, kind of. The land of the lost. That was a TV show. Okay, now we're on the right chat, guys. I am really sorry about that. I don't even know which chat I was on, but that obviously wasn't this one. So let me get over to your comments, because I wonder where the hell everybody went. Alright, so I wonder why you had a problem with that. Who knows? Okay. Let's see. Oh, I got the chat, but... Oh, is this thing still trying to play? Yeah. Oh, well, turn that off. Thank you. Nothing beats when you see your computer basically trying to screw up everything. Yep. Okay, so now I got it. So what I'm going to do is... Let me... get to the top of the tree here. And, yeah, it happens. Okay, so, pop out chat. Okay, so now I got this chat popped up. And let me go back on this screen over here. Let me switch this back to another screen so the computer doesn't get all badly confused. And I don't get all badly confused. Amen. Alright, so, we are now on the right chat. And while that's loading up, let me read these phones here, comments. Here it says here, I was wondering if you could figure out without someone calling in. Well, I kind of wondered because, you know, you guys are like always so usually on here early, and then I ended up going like, well, how in the heaven's name did I get on the wrong chat? And I couldn't really come up with an honest answer. I was like, I said, that's weird. Where's everybody? It's like you go into a room and all of a sudden you got the wrong people in the room and you're like, where is everybody? And then you see the janitor and you ask the janitor, hey janitor, where's the rest of the group? Oh, you got the wrong room. What do you mean you got the wrong room? Just like I said, my lady, you got the wrong room. Really? Wow, that's weird. Okay, so we got the right room. So let's get started here. So now we are on the right room. And let me get caught up with all the people here. Okay, so Queen Sophia made it, and then of course she's kind of wondering why everybody. That's not the right chat on the screen. Okay. Can Dory cook? Can Dory cook? Yeah, she can cook pretty good. I've been having difficulty guessing whose gender. I don't think she's in the right chat. I was wondering if she would figure it out without someone calling in. Alright, well, I'm here now, so... Yeah, but this is top chat. Let's switch this thing to regular chat. Right. Okay, so now we're on the right chat. Okay. So let me see if I'm on the right chat now. It looks good, so let me just type something in just to see. Okay. I am on the right chat now. Okay. Let's see. What does my phone say? It says I am on the right chat now. Great. Okay. So
and I'm really looking forward to
So I don't really know how we got mixed up on that, but okay. So the good news is the phone's on, and the chat's on, and I can see me in the screen now. So let me jump ahead a bit so you can see me. See if I can see me in the chat screen. Once at the very end. Yeah, I know. You always do that. Okay. Swipe close, swipe open, and I hate when it does that. Yeah, you do too, huh? Yeah. It's like, okay, there we go. That's right. So, so now I'm on the right. So, anybody have any questions about the different things that we've been discussing when we were on the wrong chat, such as the corporate welfare issue? I have to admit, I do find that to be a very interesting topic. The corporate welfare concept that some people benefit by companies that benefit the same way people do. Taking away subsidies from the government. And I find it really kind of interesting because, well, are we on here? Oh, that's the vlog. That's the vlog. Okay, but I'm still reading the other screen here, and I'm not seeing any comments either. So, let me try to find out what's going on with that. Okay, there I am. And switch this thing to regular chat. Okay, so let's see. I've been having difficulties guessing their gender. Whose gender?
Yeah, hang on 1 second. Let me go get it.
Queen Sophia, whose gender are you having a difficulty figuring out? Let's see. How do you guys like the picture on the screen? Do you think the picture looks pretty good right now, or do you think the picture, I think it looks pretty good myself. Yeah, I think it does too, but I mean the question is the live stream thing is going to have a problem with it? No, it seems like it's doing okay. 12 frames per second.
I miss you.
That's, yeah. So, still can't figure out how in the hell you got on the wrong chat. I have no idea. But I don't even know what everybody else says here in this chat. Is there another chat going on? No, this is the chat room.
Okay, I'm going to put it back in the bag now, okay?
I don't even know what everybody else says here in this chat. Is there another chat going on? No, this is the chat room. So, you will notice that the picture on this is a lot sharper than it was before. And, did you get, I sent my mother a Facebook message on Mother's Day. I don't know when she's gonna get it.
Hang on a minute.
What's that?
I'm talking to Angie.
Oh.
Is that better?
So what I should do is turn this phone down so we don't get too much of Dory's private phone call in here. I don't think she's on the right chat. No, I'm not. No, I am. Alright, so now we're on the right page. So, does anybody have any questions about what we were talking about? I have a question. Okay, we're talking about corporate welfare versus individual welfare. Why do you think that corporate welfare is worse than individual welfare? Because individual welfare doesn't have corporate sponsors to help basically finance the whole thing in the form of investors. Individuals don't have investors that invest into them. Although you could say, if you are an individual on the entitlement subsidies, that you are being invested in by the community at large. That's true. Whereas corporations, however, don't need that because they're businesses and they make money by selling the product. Your average individual does not sell a product.
Do you remember what's inside?
And that's something to think about. It's different. If an individual is to sell a product, like for example, small business, that's a little different. But even then, they're making money from the selling of their product. I think welfare can be helpful, though abused by some. They tend to be where it's getting involved things. Well, I can agree with you with that, especially when you look at the subsidies issue. Which is another form of a kickback. It's also used to give corporations entitlement programs. Sure, we don't call them entitlements, but take for example the airplane industry. Airlines get subsidies from the from the government to maintain the airplanes and to try to keep the price of the airplane tickets low. At the same time, they're competing against each other to pay for the airlines, seats and passengers and fees and baggage and everything, and as well as the maintaining of the airports and terminals. But because they are businesses, they already are making money and paying dividends to stockholders. Okay, so why should they need subsidies? Okay, same thing with Amtrak. Ronald Reagan realized that Amtrak, especially now, is successfully able to maintain its own entitlement system without government subsidies. Granted, there is expenses, such as maintaining tracks and equipment, or in the case of planes, maintaining the planes and equipment. But if you got enough rider share, this fee should be paid for pretty much from the riders on the plane or the train. They shouldn't need to subsidize anything. The people that really may need those entitlement programs is not corporations. How you doing, Queen Sophia? I am sorry about the getting on a long live stream. Did you see the small piece where I showed you how the chat screen questions look on the screen on the computer? Granted, the screen was kind of scrolled a little bit bigger so you can all see it, but did you guys get a chance to see how the questions looked on the screen when we look at the comments? I think. Okay. Yes, she did. Okay. But as far, I want to get back to what R11h30 is talking about. It is true that any individual welfare system, there's a lot of people that were often being accused of being welfare bums. It can be slow because of the way you access the internet, or it can be slow because of where you may be located. You may be far away from a server. But remember, the signals only go so fast through the internet. So when I see your comments, I'll respond to them. That's the same as everything else. Likewise, I think we should make Kanye West king and let him decide how to divide our money. I don't think so. The Constitution does not allow monarchy. Yeah, but that's because it's going through multiple layers. But if you want to skip the slowness, I can actually just switch the chat back to my screen so you can see me instead of my comments. I thought you wanted to see the comments, but Yeah, I think that would make sense, but maybe she doesn't want to see the comments. Okay, I can change this. Turn off the overlay, keep the phone number on the screen, dissolve screen. Okay, so I just turned that off, so for those of you guys can see now, you can see me. But now I gotta switch the screen on so I can see it and see the comments. Okay. Hi Ted Lee. How you doing, Ted? So what we'll do now is we switch the screen back so you can see me, and less likely to see the comments, because some people are finding that kind of awkward to see the comments instead of actually seeing me. I'm kind of sorry about that. What are you doing? I want to make sure I'm on the right network. Well, when should we be on the right network? Oh, you are? Okay, good. Okay. So anyway, guys and gals, let's see, live chat. Anyway, the way I'm using this phone for is I'm using it as a way to see the comments and things in case the computer ever screws up or something. I can see it that way. It's funny because I got you guys wanted to see the phones, and the phones are on, and no one's called yet. Also, R11h30 has plans to try to interview me around August on a weekend. And it's going to be a small little piece that he's working on to promote awareness of who I am in my channel's content. If R11, R11h30, would you like to talk a little bit about that project to the majority of the people here? Specifically about you and your life. Hey, exactly, that's what you wanted to do. And for those of you who are wondering about the delays, remember that there was a phone call first of the night. Hello, call you on the air.
Hello?
Yeah? Who's this?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Who am I talking to, please?
I can't hear you.
Hold on a minute. Oh, yes, you can. No, I can't. I can't hear you because you don't have the sound on. I don't? No. That's weird. Check it now, Michelle. Hold on a minute, caller. I gotta find out what's going on here. Oh. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the sound. Can you hold on, please? Yeah, I know, but they can't hear you. Just let me see if I can figure out what's going on with the sound here. Because I know I was working with the system and I thought I had everything set back to normal. So, let's see. Phone. And FXN is off. FXN is on over here. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure these plugs are in the holes right. Let's see. Okay, FXN. And let's see. Alright, so let me see if we can try to figure out what's going on here. That's weird. Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, I got it. Alright, I got it now, guys. I'm going to transfer back over to the switch, okay? Alright, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Hello?
I had it now twisted in the wrong setting. So, anyway, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? I heard you wanted me to talk about the thing briefly, the little project.
What's your first name again?
It's Rich. It's R11h30.
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. Yes.
Okay.
I had the volume set too loud, and so you were really distorting. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the project thing, because I think some people were, locally there were some people that were interested in it, and I thought we can kind of go on and give a little, brief synopsis of what we're planning on.
Yes. Well, since you were close to me, about 3 hours away, I thought it would be fun or funny to come up at first to just see you, to just meet you and just take pictures. But then I started showing people your channel, and my best friend is a filmmaker in Los Angeles, and he thought you were just really interesting, and it was just the fact that someone as interesting as you with dual souls, as people, they debate that with you, but I'll just say as it is to you with Lumi, and you have Asperger's and the blindness and the deafness and the phone line show, and just everything is very interesting. So he convinced me that if I'm going to go up there, I should really do something with it, talk to you and learn about you, and try to get other people to see who you are, because you are interesting. And
right.
And I thought, because I've grown to really like the show and enjoy it, and it's very interesting from all the little, it's a whole little world. If I were to tell somebody, hey, did you hear what MMD Archive said? Nobody other than maybe 5 or 6 people would even know what that meant. Or I don't even know what this is, Justice for Trudy? That's before I started watching you. I have to learn about that. These little things that it's you have this whole little universe that very few people know about, but there's so much to it. It's so complicated.
Now, let me ask you this question. How do you plan to distribute this finished pieces? Are you going to make it something that could be possibly shared through other media outlets, such as television, like local TV show, public access TV? Or...
Okay. Here's the thing. You don't get too far ahead. The only thing that me personally, can do is put it out through, say, YouTube or Vimeo, or if you have you can do whatever you want with it. You can post it wherever you want me to put it up is fine. I will. I'm gonna have. I'm not gonna edit it and all that. That will be done by.
Right. You said the guy from Los Angeles was
gonna. He's got a degree in that. That's a little bit above my pay grade of what I could do. So he's gonna do that, and hopefully I'm not a complete fool with the camera and get some good footage and shots. And I want to learn some techniques before I come up and see what I can get done in 2 days. And then it will finish with I'll be on the live stream, and it'll be either the first.
So in short, we're going to need a lot of A and B rolls so that we have enough material that go from anywhere from a 30-minute to an hour piece.
Yes, I plan on just recording everything.
Okay.
I have perfectly good SD cards that will be able to hold.
So that means
it will be able to hold if I keep the camera rolling from the second I get there to the second I leave, so that's not a problem.
Right. That'd be kind of like 48 hours is when you get a lot of the raw A and B roll, and then you can go ahead and then take that material back.
Yes, and I like I said, it would be good if I could somehow get. You said no, she doesn't have to be on film, but any kind of comment or something from anybody close to you, like your mom. I'm sure Dory would be okay with being on for just a short thing.
I think Dory would be willing to do it as long as she gets to see that it's not one of those things like TNCC was trying to do, which was to make me look like a laughing stock of YouTube, which is what he was trying to do, and that was really, really destructive. And as far as Ted Logan says, there ought to be a Snow Queen wiki. I think that would be an idea if you guys would like to begin the process of taking the materials that we have on my channel right now. We can make a Snow Queen wiki.
Well, that's another thing. We got to when I come up, you got to explain the whole Snow Queen thing, how that originated. I mean, there's just so much, and I would like the footage where I speak to you to take place on that couch.
Right.
The couch that is like the infamous couch that you always are, you know, that Nikki sits on, that you sit on, that it's so iconic to your whole saga that I think that.
Oh yeah, we can sit on the couch, but don't forget, I shoot in PAL and you shoot in NTSC, so.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what that means. I'm not a film guy.
Which means that's a video format.
Well, I know that, but I don't know. I've only done music videos and
Well,
not the technical part.
I can convert our PAL into NTSC and stuff. That's normally not a big deal. But since you're going to be taking the raw stock and sending it to your LA editor, we could probably, any materials that you always see on my YouTube channel are in MP4, and even though they're in PAL, they should play fine. And most editors, just be aware that it's 25 frames per second instead of 30.
Yes, but well, before, that's why I want to wait until August. I'm going to talk to the guy, my friend Connor from Los Angeles. He's going to tell me, like, I bought lenses, you know, so that I have different options. That's what he said to do. I got backup batteries, and he's going to walk me through the settings. And in terms of the conversion, all I'm going to do is record it in the way that when it gets to him, he can work with it. That's all I have to worry about.
Well, basically, that would pretty much be your stock of your phones, and of course, I could send them some documentation, but most everything I've ever done is on my YouTube channel, so I do got some of my Welcome to My World cable TV programs.
Yes, the cable TV, that's another thing I wouldn't want to
There are more of them on DVDs here than I do online, because I forgot to copy the rest of them over. So we could always let him borrow those DVDs and before they start getting bit rot, and see if he can actually begin the process of rendering them in a format that we can get them back. Or I could always use Handbrake and copy them.
Yeah, I will take any input from you, but I assure you, just leave all the technicals and everything to me and him, and I don't want you to have to worry about any part of the creation of it. It should just be about.
I think you must find the phone system to be most amazing when you look at it. You wait till you see the phone switch. I mean, I've already did videos on it, but to see it in person, the phone system is quite amazing. To realize that here's a legally blind person who sets up a complete PBX.
Yeah, and see, and Mr. Left just says if Michelle wants her life more coherently documented, then it is a good start. That's kind of the point. To put all that there is to know about, like when a person on the street hears, hey, this is MicheleMarieDalene, this is the North American Snow Queen, that could bring up like 1,000 questions in a whole like hour long. What the heck does that mean? You know, so kind of condense all the most interesting points of what you're about. Like, there's so many little short documentaries about interesting people that exist, and I think you're one of those interesting people.
Yeah, well, thank you. And also, don't forget, too, that Michelle and I also would say is that your friend, you know, who's doing the editing and is going to be part of the distribution network, make sure that, you know, lets him know that we would be willing to meet with him in person or go on the show or on the talk show circuit if necessary. To speak for the.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, don't get too far ahead. It's not like he has links to talk shows and all these things. I mean, he has some decent extra roles that he's done. Like, he'll be in Captain Marvel coming out, the next Marvel movie. He was in Dunkirk. He has some decent extra roles. And he has some short films that he's done, but it's not like he's this big wig Hollywood guy, at least not yet. He's a talented dude, but there's so many people out there that he's got the talent. It's not like he doesn't have the talent, but to say that, you know, after this comes out, you'll be on Oprah the next week, that's just not real. Like, that, I can't. Anything's possible, but I can't tell you that.
Well, you know, like I'm trying to point out is another thing is that this could be a great program for not just me and Lumi, but also for a lot of other people who have Asperger's, who are INFJs, who have hearing loss, have eyesight loss. Number one, it shows that even though we are handicapped, is that we do want to better our lives. Another person you would love to have you interview sometime, and I'd like to meet her myself, is Casey Ford, for how Casey sees it. She lives in New York right now, but she plans to move to the countryside. She's an actress. She's a legally blind actress. And she went to school to become an actress. And she's been in a few auditions and things. And she has her channel here on YouTube. It's called How Casey Sees It.
I've never heard of her, but I mean, you're proof that you have your disabilities, but you're not you've had some criticism about asking for money and this and that, but you're not an idiot. You're not a complete, you're smart. You have knowledge of, you run a phone line and a mixer board, and if you're talking about being inspirational to people, I don't know if that's, if people are going to get inspired. I don't know what people are going to think at all, but...
Well, I think the most important thing that's important to remember, and this is something that I have not seen, in fact, I think, wasn't Casey who mentioned this, this is another actress who mentioned this, but Casey did mention it too briefly, is that one of the things about Hollywood is when you have, actually some BuzzFeed video that mentioned this, about non-disabled actors trying to play disabled characters in movies and TV shows versus when a real disabled actor or actress plays a role, and how, for example, a real woman with cerebral palsy playing a real cerebral palsy role is a very different situation than an able-bodied person trying to pretend that they're blind. Because obviously the real person with cerebral palsy is going to be more able to be convincing to the audience.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Breaking Bad had a good. The son had cerebral palsy, and they had him portrayed even worse. They had him use canes. He didn't need canes. He can barely tell he has a disability. But I think, at least maybe for people with disabilities, they'll see that. I mean, I don't know how people will view you. I can tell you that people will see it and there's going to be criticism about you the bigger you get. If something does come, and not criticism like, oh, she doesn't do this right or that right, but if the trolls that you mentioned that you have, that there are now, that doesn't go away the more popular you get. That only gets worse. Of course, the good parts get better.
Well, let's talk about another person that was trying to document my life, but I don't know if he was doing intending to do a good job. Is TNCC or MMD Archives. You watched some of his videos. I watched some of his videos. And what's your opinion on what he's trying to do?
Well, at first, originally, I thought that was a direct link to you. I thought that was something that was, I guess, affiliated with you, and as I found out that it has nothing to do with you. And I know you don't like the way he has portrayed you and this and that, but I don't know if you saw in the chat the other week, but I originally found your channel through finding an excerpt that was uploaded to his channel.
Right.
And then I found yours. I looked yours up because I wanted to see what am I seeing here, and then I obviously watched yours, but
so obviously
you don't have to
notice.
like him. You don't have to like what he does, but I think you may not see it or you don't think he has, but he's done, I think, at least some good, if not more good than he has harmed your channel. I don't know that.
I think that he may have done some positive, but what I'm concerned about is that he made me seem like I was nothing more than a welfare sponge. And I think that was the part of it that really, really kind of made me seem very shallow and very trite. Was is that you only see a little piece of what he's saying, and you don't really understand how, what the original video was about, because you're only seeing subsets of it.
Well, I mean, people are going to think what they think, and to think that he's going to be the last person that ever says that about you or someone on welfare. There's going to be more people will always criticize him. I don't think I think it bothers you because it deals with you, but if someone else had this issue, I think you would say, don't worry about it. It's a troll. What can you do? I wouldn't worry so much about. I mean, it brought me to your channel. I don't think I ever would have found you otherwise. It was a suggestive video.
Well, that's what he said. He said he thinks that his channel makes it easy for people to see my channel.
It does. Anytime you have more than one channel about a single that has about you, that's more exposure, whether it's exposure you want or not, but it is.
Right.
You have so much content and it's so consistent that there's not a ton of views, spread out. I mean,
I just double checked the count of the number of videos I got. There's over 1,766 of them. So obviously, for my channel, it would take you weeks to go through every single video. If you wanted to go through and pan through every single video, it would take you weeks. But
yeah,
here's
I can't do that. That's why
I understand that.
Go through them a little bit over the next 2 or 3 months to get caught up. But maybe I could go through MMD archives if there's any highlights, and I could always jot them down and find them on your channel.
Well, that's what he was trying to do. He's just trying to create highlights
of you that he has up on his channel of you. They're literally just excerpts of your videos. Maybe they're pointing something out, but they're not. I mean, one that I saw that I actually liked was I don't know, I thought it was hilarious. It's called Burn It Down, I think, where there's a fire or something. It's just a stupid little video with a song. I mean, it's funny. That's the kind of thing that...
Oh, yeah, you mean you're talking about with the barbecue?
Yeah, I mean, someone might see that.
Well, I have to say the real barbecue is scary because, I brought up enough wood that we were supposed to be able to, barbecue for an hour or two. And Dory burned all the wood in one shot. And we had a major bonfire on the porch. It was like, and I said, okay, gotta get the steaks in now. And she drops the steak on this. She's got this thing on a rickety card table. I'm like, or not card table, like a side, TV dinner table. It's like, yee. I'm not too sure that was such a smart move. But that's why reason why we're not using the barbecue anymore on the porch, because it was like, I don't want to go through that again. And our phone kept dying every time we were trying to do anything. So, because I guess my phone was starting to get heat stroke for being too close to that fire.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where I'm at with the thing. The camera, I should get the camera by Monday. Because of course I own a camera, but I wanted to get one that I would be able to have something of quality to show. And I got a recommendation from my friend, and I went out and found a deal, and I got a camera. It's the same camera that shot all my music videos on, which they all turned out really nice. So I'll toy around with that, but that's where I'm at.
Speaking of camera, how do you like the way this one that we're using? I mean, this is the same camera we use all the time, but we're using the other encoder on it to encode this video. And how do you think this picture looks compared to the normal fare?
I'm looking now. I guess it looks better. I mean, I don't know. It just looks like the regular stream.
Yeah, it does, but it's a little sharper. I noticed that. The PAL format of S10 is keeping the picture at a higher resolution, which is, because like one of the people said to my channel, they said, your picture looks kind of fuzzy. And the USB-C dongle kept dying on me every time I was using it, and I was getting a little tired of that, where I had to keep basically resetting the software because the software kept dying. And so, like I said, by using the format of S10, but the problem is that's set for PAL. This camera's NTSC, so I had to plug in a little pocket converter that converts from PAL from NTSC into PAL, so I could get the video to play good. And some people actually do like the video, so that's good. Okay, now let me get to another thing too. Let's talk about something that TNCC was trying to make a joke about the disability entitlement money.
You're asking me?
And we might as well talk about corporate welfare, too, at the same time.
Okay. I only got a couple more minutes because I got food on the stove cooking. I got to cut it, and it's kind of loud. But, yeah, I can stay on for this question.
Okay. Well, my question is probably something we'll have to talk more in person about is, do you think that... Go check your food, fuel it. So I can phrase the question at the same time. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and check his dinner and...
No. I'm going to check it after the question. I'm here.
Okay. All right, here's the question. Is this question.
Okay.
Do you think that a person like myself who has multiple handicaps...
I'm sorry, what was it?
I said, do you think a person like myself who has multiple handicaps operates a YouTube channel, do you think they should have the right to ask for donations from people to help defray the operating expenses in the channel? Because all their entitlement money is being used to run this channel, and they basically have very little extra to spare.
Well, I think I said this before to you. It's not a big deal to post a link to a Patreon or have a PayPal donation link, but people who watch YouTube, it's frowned upon to even ask for likes or comments until like the very end of a video, and even that isn't that popular. Asking for donations, it's just not I don't know, it's the kind of thing people would rather just do it because they want to than asking. And when you ask, it's not that I think it's bad that you ask or think that you shouldn't ask, but asking once, there's going to be people that they just don't like it. I don't know why. I mean,
I don't know why either, but I do have a Patreon account.
I don't charge for my music at all, and maybe that's foolish of me, but it's just we live in an era where people don't want to pay for entertainment or don't want to buy music or movies. It's all streaming. It's all. I mean, maybe the more people that watch your channel, more people will donate, but it's a tough thing.
Well, I'm wondering if part of the problem is that ever since MMDRK has made me sound like a leech. If people think I really am like he portrays me as a leech, take a look at his MMD Archives, his intro video of me. Yes, I had a couple good chuckles out of that, watching that one too, even though I have to admit that some of the stuff he said was actually kind of offensive. That people, really think that I'm nothing more than a welfare mom. And, but they don't realize there's a lot of work that goes on in the background to make these videos.
Well, that's what I said. You're not an idiot. It's from what I can see on your YouTube channel. You put in effort. You're a perfectly capable person, regardless of your handicaps.
Right.
You can't just one day wake up and get a successful radio show, though. It takes. I mean, there's more, and especially with podcasts nowadays, you can record something in 5 seconds and put it out to, it's exposed to the whole world. It's tough to make money off of. Joe Rogan, I don't think makes any money off his podcast. It's all from advertising and the supplements and his comedy gigs. He just does the actual podcast for fun. I mean, it's aside from the big top names in radio, it's not. When you ask around, it's not a huge money-making venture.
I think the biggest thing I have to be honest is that I'm normally the kind of person that would work behind the scenes in a control room. Not normally the one that would be the on-screen talent, because I'm more of the technical person who keeps the cameras running, the lights on. But I have, being trained to be a Jacqueline of all trades. I mean, I do the video, I do the sound, I do the editing, I do the distribution, I do the promoting, I do everything. And I'm not fantastic at every one of them. As some of the people said, that some of your content is a little lacking in pizzazz and whiz-bang because it doesn't seem to gel like a polished product. And I think that's because it's really hard to make a polished product when you have a very tight budget.
Yes, I agree.
And I have tried to find people who would like to come into the studio, maybe help out, maybe a little bit of volunteer work. And then, if, like I said, eventually I'd like to get this channel up to enough where I can actually afford to pay staff. But that's going to take many, many years, and given what's going on in my budget, probably many, many centuries. Because YouTube, for example, has recently basically made it almost colossally impossible to become successful as a channel creator. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So what are you frying there?
Sorry. Chicken. I had to check it so I can turn it off.
Are you making fried chicken?
Just chicken breast in a pan.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. We had chicken last night. We baked it in the oven. And tonight we have vegetarian soup. Because we don't have a lot of fresh sodas.
Well, this was nice. I don't want to hold the phone line anymore, and I'm going to eat my chicken now. But I will put put the stream on the TV and watch it. And if maybe I'll call back in later. Maybe we'll see.
You know what? Okay. So what I'll do is you say you're going to go eat now.
Yes.
So, come on back later on, and we can go on more details and cover this. So let's see if we can answer some of the audience's questions, too.
Okay.
All right, talk to you a little bit then.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, okay, that was R11h30. It says, okay, what kind of merch would you buy, Ted? What kind of merchandise? Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and make a quick run to the facilities, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's be met. Well, I guess it ain't gonna happen. No, I guess not. Go ahead, go on the air.
Hello, it's people of peace. The greatest gift of all, people of peace, Martin.
Excuse me?
It's Martin from the greatest gift of all, best people of peace.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. I wanted to apologize about how I was behaving on that other live stream. It's just that I got very frustrated because
I know. I understand that. People get frustrated at these streams, and so do I sometimes, so you're not alone. But what I was going to say is that you have to understand when you're doing when you're watching these live streams, and of course people are talking, that you have to understand that other people have questions that they want to speak to, and they have the right to. But let me ask you a question since you're on the phone. I know it's long distance for you. What was it, like $10 Canadian pesos per minute or something? Okay, whatever. Anyway, here we go. You have a habit of creating channels, deleting channels, creating channels, deleting channels, creating channels, deleting channels. So
I'm
my
not
question.
deleting them. I'm reactivating them because you have 14 days when you close it down to reactivate it.
Excuse me?
If you choose to shut your channel down, you have a 14-day chance to reactivate it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I was going to say that if you want to have people be able to comment on the videos, you need to be able to let them to contact you so they can actually talk about what you're putting up there.
Well, for now, I think it's best just to leave it as a comment, to use it as a channel to comment on videos or ask questions.
Okay.
Do you know Joyce Poole?
No, I do not.
She was a good friend of Esmeralda Rivera, and people got mad at her because she kept on shutting her channel down and opening it up again. But she actually got in a very big YouTube fight with an individual by the name of Daniel A. Morales, which I've told you about him. Do you know about him?
Yeah, I think I met I saw something about this guy, Daniel.
He supposedly had a disability where he was asking for donations, which is okay. But people got very upset with him because instead of focusing on his needs, he used the donations to buy a new TV for himself.
Well, I'm not the kind of person that would use any donations to buy a TV or a car or anything.
You won't. But anyways, Joyce Poole, she kind of got tempted, and because she had a guest on her channel by the name of Doc Marquise to talk about the Nephilim, and then this Daniel guy started putting up videos like the Nephilim don't exist, blah blah blah. So he was obviously just stalking her channel.
Yeah.
And then she commented on his channel, "Stop stalking me," and he's like, "I'm not." She's falsely accusing me, and then that whole drama thing started between Joyce Poole and Daniel Morales, and now there's a few videos about Joyce Poole on YouTube and such, and then.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, I gotta make a quick run to the facilities. If you want to go ahead, you can talk to the audience right now for a few minutes while I go make a quick run to the bathroom.
I'll call later.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Alright, talk to you later. Guys, I'll be right back. So, being cool. And don't pick about the dead air. After all, there's no one else around here to do these videos. It's just me. Make sure you don't take the cord with you. Yeah, I don't think people want to hear that. My toilet flush lever was broken because we had problems with it, and I fixed it, and then so I thought it was broken again. It wasn't. It was just the flapper ball got stuck underneath something. Okay, so back to the questions. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. Snow Queen merchandise. Okay, what? So how are you doing, Dixon? You live in North Carolina, right? He's talking about Dixon. And so what kind of merchandise would you buy, Ted? Yeah, that's a good question. What kind of merchandise would you buy? What would you buy? Me? Yeah. No, I don't know. Scarves, hats, gloves, mittens, things like that. Gloves, stars, hats, mittens. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So as when I saw that the toilet was running, I thought maybe my repair broke. It wasn't broken. It was just, which is great because I didn't have time to fix it right now. It's one thing if you live in a cheap-ass building and the landlord that doesn't do his repair work like he should. Not everything gets fixed. What are you gonna do? I gotta find out why this thing isn't. There we go. I think that'll do it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we were having some problem with the charger not charging. Okay, so anyway, so the point is hopefully R11h30 will be back after he eats some food. So, and now we have the waiting game brought to you by nobody. The waiting game. Yeah, we're waiting for people to jump in the chat, guys. Oh, there's the phone. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Good evening. I'm back. Can you hear me?
You want to talk to who?
People of Peace.
That's right. You're back. Okay, I'm sorry about. I had to make a quick run to the facilities.
Anyways, Joyce Poole. So she who kept on shutting her channel down and opening it again.
You know what I think you should do? I think you should actually try to maybe come up with a channel that is got a good theme on it in order to be successful.
Away and told him she was gonna buy him a suit and bury him because she got kind of upset with him and she made a stupid comment and said he was gonna call the cops on her. That was last year.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about the cops being that happening to you, but you do have to worry about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act because
right.
Just any of those videos. I don't know what the rules are in Canada, but you really need.
People put up videos about Joyce Poole having a criminal record, and then she did a video explaining, and it turned out that she went to jail 3 times, but she wasn't actually a bad person. They were just mistakes.
I got a suggestion for you, people of peace.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my suggestion. Why don't you try to come up with your own content? Like you did the 2 videos that were your own videos. Maybe you have the capability to do videos. So perhaps you should try to create content of your own using the knowledge that you have studied through the different religious materials and things like that, instead of using video clips from other people. Or maybe you could, if you need to use those video clips to support your video, then you could definitely use the argument of the safe harbor under the Fair Use Act.
Right.
I mean, you're a pretty smart person. I think you could create some videos that would support your videos.
I will. Anyways, what I'm getting to is that you need to be careful with the trolls because that same person, Daniel A. Morales, Esmeralda Rivera did some videos on him because he made comments about Esmeralda Rivera. Anyways, it's a long story, but because she made a video calling him out as a fraud, he and his trolls attacked her, and then her husband was in a car accident, and the trolls made fun of her husband when he was in a car accident and uploaded videos mocking her and her husband who was in a car accident.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at your channel right now. Obviously, I gotta resubscribe to it again.
Wait, no, don't. And do so. And wait, those same trolls that were mocking Esmeralda Rivera after her husband was in a car crash, those same trolls later contacted Esmeralda Rivera's job. And apparently they found out where she worked because of a shirt she was wearing in the video that had the name of the college she was working at.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is you need to be very careful. But Esmeralda Rivera, she wasn't scared of anyone because in her state, guns are legal and she can shoot anyone that comes to her property to threaten her.
Well, I'm just looking at your channel right here, the greatest gift of all 7. You have no videos in right now. And obviously you didn't re-upload them yet to your channel. So
but what I'm getting at is that you need to be careful of these trolls because what I found, I uploaded a video on this.
I think the trolls are your least of your problems. Here's the truth. Here's the things that you need to watch out for. It's not the trolls. It's make sure that you follow the rules of YouTube's content and copyright system. The creator guidelines and content copyrights. You need to follow. You need to make sure to adhere to those rules. Those are the real issues. It's not the trolls. Trust me. As long as you stay in the proper frame of the law with YouTube, you can have trolls crawling out of your anus and it won't matter. your channel will never be taken down because of them. But the minute you go ahead and you violate the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or whatever the rules are in Canada,
Right.
that's the things you need to make sure you follow.
But what I'm concerned about is that what I found through my private research is that some people made a Facebook group about you, or Facebook mocking page, and some guy named Dixon Bales, I was able to track him down, was one of the trolls. He lives in North Carolina.
Excuse me?
Some people made a Facebook account mocking you, Facebook page that I found. I made a video about it on my old channel.
Right.
And one of the people was some guy named Dixon Bales.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, you shouldn't worry about that. Just stay strong and
well, let me ask you a related question, given the way you did the searches.
Oh, and also I'd like to apologize about the whole Craig Cobb thing, because I found out I was wrong about that. It wasn't Craig Cobb.
Right. Except
it was somebody using his IP address, or an IP or a VPN, where the same VPN that Craig Cobb was using.
Right, well, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that if they're using, because most ISPs assign IP addresses dynamically, they're not static, is that you have to make sure that it's not like a person's street address or a person's home phone number. It's randomly generated. I guess the closest example would be is like if you, for example, go to a restaurant and you order a plate of food, and let's say for this test, you go to the same restaurant one day, every day, and order dinner. You're not physically going to give the same china plate each time that you came into that restaurant to eat. Because they probably have washed your plates, of course, in the dishwasher multiple times, and what was your plate the first day may be the person's plate on 3 tables down from you. It's an IP. It's randomly generated and connected. Every AP has, or every ISP has a block of IP addresses that they use.
Right, and another big loss that I'm suffering right now is that my as I told you last week, my entire Instagram account, I have no access to it. It's been shut down. And I already worked so hard, around 300 followers on Instagram and friends and connections, and it's all been for no reason. It was just, I just logged in and I couldn't, and it said that my account has been suspended for no apparent reason.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying is that I thought that was very interesting that way you dug out the thing by using that searches, but and the host addresses. But the thing is like I said, there's no guarantee. The only thing you might be able to do is narrow it down into a city, but you may not necessarily be able to narrow it down to the exact street address of the person.
Yeah, and even your local police told you they couldn't track down everything. Even the police can't do it sometimes.
Yeah, you're right about the police not being able to do it, because we still got people calling my mother's house, even though Aaron Jones had said that he was not going to call my mother anymore. She says she's still getting unknown callers. She and I both talked to the Winston police separately, and they said to her that we cannot trace this person because they're using an internet phone service, using TCP/IP, and we have no idea what the softwares they're using because there's no way to trace the call.
Right.
And what she asked me was, Michelle, could you please tell these people to stop calling me every day? And I said I would do that, because I said, or only one of them confessed to me that he was calling you, and he said he was not going to call you anymore. And I don't know who the other people were that are calling you, but I said, Mom, I'm getting the same baloney on my phone too.
And are you aware that happened to Joyce Poo as well, where that guy Daniel A. Morales and his trolls were able to go on some website or somewhere and find, or Facebook, I don't know where, and they were able to find Joyce Poo's mother's phone number. Her mother is 87 years old.
I know that my mother's information, I mentioned my mother's name on the TNCC interview. And
but Joyce Poole,
but I never gave her phone number out.
The same thing happened to Joyce Poole, where people were prank calling her mother. She was another YouTuber.
So like my mom asked me, she said, "How did they get my phone number?" I said, "There's online phone books. You can look up people's name and numbers online." And
right.
I said, "That's probably how they got your name and number, because I know that you lived in Winsted. They knew that you had the same last name as me, and they probably just went ahead and just grabbed the phone book, typed in the city, typed in the state, typed in your name, and there's your phone number."
And there's
the same way it's been since 1976.
And there's websites where you can pay a certain amount of money and sign up to those websites where you can download information about people.
Yeah.
Because I know, someone who did that to my sister.
I mean, but here's the point. Is like I told my mom. I said, you can't necessarily stop them from calling, but here's what you can do. I said, you have caller ID service. She said, yes, I do. And she said, I've had caller ID since the 80s. I said, right. Make sure you have what they call anonymous call rejection. It supposedly will block anonymous calls and calls that are blocked. But I don't know if a phone number saying 000000070 or 9 zeros in a row is considered a anonymous call, or it's just considered a fake number. I don't know if anonymous call rejection will block that. But see, she's got caller ID unit and the answering machine. I don't have a caller ID unit on my home phone because our phone switch is not compatible with it unless I upgrade some parts of my switch.
Right, and guess what? Isn't your address public?
What's that now?
Your address is public, right?
Well, my private phone number is not listed anymore.
No, your address.
Well, what?
Address.
Yes, it's public.
Well, guess what? Esmeralda Rivera, when people were trolling her, in the video, she gave out her address and told if there's any trolls that would like to visit me, they're more than welcome to come by. And guess what?
What?
No one visited her yet since that day. It's been 2 years. No trolls have been brave enough to come to her house in person yet.
Right. Well,
so no one showed up, even though she gave the trolls an offer to come to her house. No one showed up. And she does own guns, which are legal in the state of Pennsylvania, as she said.
Well, the thing here is, in my case, is you're talking about Esmeralda?
Esmeralda Rivera from Watch for Jesus channel.
Okay. Well, I didn't see the original. I saw the Watch for Jesus 777.
She has 3 channels. The only one left is Watch for Jesus 777. The other 2 were shut down years ago.
Okay.
And she doesn't really upload anymore. She's sort of been gone. No one really knows what happened to her. Her mother passed away or something.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just kind of frustrating because my mom was not expecting that she was going to have her phone number ending up on some buddy's robo-dialer. And that was...
Do you still talk to your mom?
Yeah, I did. She called me up on Saturday. She said, what am I supposed to do with these people? I said, Mom, I can't tell you what to do with them. I'll tell you what I'm doing in my case. I said, here's what I did. And I said, number one, since you do have caller ID, you have the ability to ask for something called anonymous call rejection. And that should be part of your package anyway. But unfortunately, you may need to ask them to tell you how to use it because I don't remember how to use it.
Wait, yeah.
Okay, because I have anonymous call rejection too, because I got caller ID, but I don't have a caller ID box. It was just part of the package to save money. So if you call my private home,
you could get her to change her number and don't give out the new one.
Oh, that's what I did. My mother may not want to do that because the reasons she's had the same phone number since 1976.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, a change is always good.
Well, I know that, like I said, my mom is probably thinking about that too. She said me
She
she
could
was.
apply for Guinness World Records for the longest held phone number.
I remember when we got that phone number. By the way, we moved to River Run Apartments in 1976, and I was a kid. And
Well, I was born in 2000.
Right, that's a big difference in age. So you're talking about somebody who was only 8 years old when they moved to New Hartford. And so that phone number has been in our family for the longest time.
Right.
42 years. 42 years.
Yep.
And so you can see why there's a reason why I don't think my mom wants to change it.
Of course not.
Let's put it this
Right.
way. I mean, we all know the number. It was great when we were kids because it was so easy to remember. And
And that's another problem. That nowadays we don't really remember phone numbers. They're just written down on our phones.
what's that?
We don't remember numbers anymore. They're just written down on our phones, and it's a problem because practicing memory skills is good for people.
Yeah, I'm good with numbers. I can remember numbers pretty good.
What type of phone do you have?
But the biggest problem I run into is nowadays the majority of the people go, "Oh, I have the name and number in my phone's Rolodex. I just basically flip over that name and then I just press dial." And if that Rolodex ever broke down or whatever, they would
Yeah,
be.
and it's always good to write it down on paper. Because God forbid you could lose contact with your best friend. I know a story of one of my neighbors.
Yeah.
Her phone number broke down, and she lost contact with her best friend for over 15 years until she found her on Facebook years later. Just because her phone broke down. 15 years, she lost contact. She moved to a new country. 15 years later, she found her on Facebook.
I want to answer some of these questions here on the YouTube channel. Larry Greensburg says,
No problem.
the guy on the phone sounds like he has autism. And he does, by the way. And
I don't.
I have autism as well, guys. I have autistic spectrum.
I don't have autism, but I support people that do, and it's not always a mental illness. It's a gift sometimes. But I don't have autism.
Yeah, Asperger's?
No. I have nothing diagnosed, but some people suspect I have ADHD, but it's not diagnosed.
Okay, so you never had a diagnosis, but I can sense that you do have autistic spectrum because I'm picking up on it. I noticed it.
Well, some people said it. Rivera has schizophrenia because she went a little bit.
And I mean, if you're autistic, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be embarrassed by it. I mean, some people look
said that Esmeralda Rivera had a bit Asperger's because she was going a little crazy in some of her videos. Like she did do something hateful, which she made a video burning the Quran on her barbecue because Muslim trolls were threatening her, and she burned the Quran in a video.
Speaking of autism, did you ever see the channel that I'm subscribed to called Injured Minds?
No.
Well, you should check it out. This gentleman from Sweden also has Asperger's, so if you want to hear how he has, how he deals with his day-by-day life, it's a great channel to look into.
Right. You should check out The Truther Girls.
The what?
The Truther Girls.
I've never heard of that one.
It's a YouTube channel. It's a lady from Montreal, and her son has autism, but she makes a lot of truth videos.
Oh, okay.
Since 2009, she's been making videos about chemtrails and different stuff, but positive videos too.
By the way, have you ever checked out another channel called Be the Light?
What?
Be the Light.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that one. What about Renee Roland?
If you go to my 2018 playlist, you'll see a couple videos from that channel being featured on my playlist.
I know there's another one called Sunlight or something like that I used to watch.
I also watch a channel called N5D. And Celia, oh, it's just she doesn't have a channel, but oh yes, Rebecca Marina
Sylvia
message.
Brown's Inner Circle. Do you know you watched that one, right?
Excuse me?
Sylvia Brown's Inner Circle.
Yes, I got that one.
I watched all the videos, not all, half the videos on that, and I have her books at home as well.
Right, there hasn't been any new videos after she passed away. There has been.
But you know what? I'm thinking.
What?
Her son or her kids might have YouTube channels, or they might upload to it.
Yeah, I think her son. I think her son is doing.
They might have an update.
Yeah, her son is doing some of the same work that she was to the church in Nova.
But he's not as good. He's not as good.
Well, at least he's trying.
Right.
So let's see. What is okay? 25 bucks. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's any comments here besides that. But wait, one of the things I wanted to get at is that I'm glad that you called in. But like I said, as far as what you were saying about what you're concerned about with your channel, if you really want to make sure not to get a follow of copyrights, you need to create your own video content.
But you can use others. It's perfectly legal. Just put up the fair use notice.
That's right. But remember, fair use is still, you should still cite your sources somewhere.
Movies. It doesn't cover Hollywood movies, though.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a Hollywood movie or not. It's copyright content. You should at least make sure to cite your sources. So whatever you use for a source, you should cite it somewhere in the comment section or the description section.
No,
so,
about my disability, the only comments I've heard from people is that, like, I change topics a lot when I'm talking to people, so that's the only thing I've really heard. Like, I really change topics when I'm talking. Like, I might change topics 10 times within 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I mean. As I said, I definitely sense that you have Asperger's. You have a strong sense you have Asperger's. You may not have been diagnosed by any professional, but it doesn't matter because an Aspie can pick up on it. I can pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you guys wonder about that, let's just turn this off since you obviously hung up. Asperger's, people can pick up on another person with Asperger's even if it's not diagnosed. We can tell. And there's nothing wrong with that. And don't be embarrassed by it. It's just who you are. It's just the way your brain's wired. It's not going to make you a bad person. It's not going to make you give cooties to somebody else or something. They can't catch autism from you. It's just the way you are. Watch, let's see, Mozart and the Whale. That is a great movie. Mozart and the Whale. Fantastically. I don't know. She said a couple things that were pretty interesting. R11h30. That was a lot of the stuff that she said clicked with me, and I understood and agreed with. So I have no problem with what Sylvia Brown was trying to say. I think she opened up a lot of doors for people to enlightenment periods. Okay. I mean, Sylvia Brown and Rebecca Marina Messenger. I was hoping one day to get Rebecca Marina Messenger on here, and I kept running into problems with that. Yeah, but you know what though? That's the reason why so many mediums really don't like to do the kind of thing, because it's stressful enough when you're trying to do a reading. Never mind a contest. If you were trying to give me $1 million reading test, I probably would flunk it too. And I only have some ability. And I never said I was great at it. Because I had the ability to do clairaudience, and so, you can hear voices from the other side, but I don't exactly go out there and promote it. I'm not a major deal. It's just like a fly on the wall talent. It's just something I could do, but not very well. So, first question I would like to ask. Yeah, I remember there was a contest for that. And it's hard to get a couple people on that project. I remember the project. Let me see how many people are actually on here right now. Let's see, participants. Right now, there's only 2 of us. Oh, 3. R11h30, Mr. Laugh. That's the only one's on here right now. At this very second, anyway. Yeah, but you know what? There's one question I've got to say is, how can you really prove if a person has the power or not? I mean, what do you consider superpower? I mean, Stan Lee's superhumans, real superhumans, and, you know, one of the questions was, yeah, you can see the guy that could go swimming in freezing water, and at least he looks like he did. It looks like Larry laughed. Well, I think magic is real, and I think that we're not talking about stage magic. We know that's an illusion. We know that science is beginning to crack open the magic vial, if you will, of spirituality. And that they're finding it's a lot more complicated than just the scientific principles would even be able to explain. In fact, there was a book I read somewhere. I don't remember which book it was. Oh, I remember now. It was the books by, I think it was The Reluctant Sorcerer, and forgot what the publisher is. I got the author is. I happen to have the books in my shelf. I'll have to look for it. The whole idea is that magic and science could very well be part of the same thing, just different disciplines. Where science tries to prove things by using its scientific method, magic uses this ability to harness the elementals to make things happen. It doesn't make it easy, but, you know, like, for example, if you can supposedly make a friend that was feeling sick and you touched their arm, let's say the arm was, you know, they were getting a headache, and you touched let's say you put your hands to their forehead, and you start to begin to feel that you can absorb the negative energy from this causing the throbbing pain in their migraine, and the pain goes away. Does that mean that does not mean you're manipulating energy? Or is it just because you're your friend and that by having you touch their forehead, maybe just the touch helps to relax the nerves? And see, this is what I'm saying. It's hard to say. Okay, I see it back. So science has been trying to research magic for a long time. But the scientific principle sometimes is hard to get a repeatable result. And that's, let's see, who was it that wrote the Reluctant Sorcerer? Very interesting book. A modern scientist, basically a mentor from Earth, ends up in an alternative timeline where he actually meets up with people that have abilities or strong abilities with the use of magic and sorcery. Well, let's put it this way right now. The research is starting to show that magic indeed is real. But at this point, the consensus isn't so concrete yet. But it's getting there. Just as science is beginning to realize that there is something that happens to us after we die. The same thing. How do you prove what happens to a person after they die? Well, you ask them questions if they have a near-death experience. But a near-death experience is not the same thing as a person that has really been dead for, say, 10 minutes. However, there has been a couple of people who have had serious situations. For example, there was a young man. He was brain dead. His parents were ready to basically take him off life support to harvest his organs for donations to other children. And he happened to recover on his own. He woke up several months later. But no one, I don't think anyone asked him, did you see God? Did you see anything when you were in that state? I don't think they asked him. I didn't see any kind of interview on that topic, but it certainly would be an interesting question, is, did you see anything? But however, other people in that same circumstances have said, yes, I have seen things. I had a sense like I was floating through space-time, or I had a feeling I was seeing a bright light. I was seeing hazy shapes and maybe potentially loved ones. Some have mentioned about the golden light, the tunnel. That's a common one, but you don't usually hear too much about those people who have actually gone to hell. However, one cardiologist did start asking questions about that to people who did have near-death experiences and had claimed to see hell. Well, that was really scary for them. He says, Mr. Left said, magic would have to be a science. I'm just unconvinced that people can manipulate energy in those ways. And even if you could still build machines to do it better. I don't disagree with that. That you could build machines to do it better. But if you can manage to manipulate energy at all on yourself, at least you don't have to necessarily need a machine if the power fails. It will actually be able to still do something. And one of the things that I do is when my winter weather is I do manipulate the weather, but it's such a light ability. It's not really that refined. Yes, I know. Live05132018. Yes, I saw the channel. I saw your video that you went on your channel in the past, but I didn't quite understand the whole point of what he was trying to get at. See, because you kept erasing your channel so many times, and nobody ever actually got a chance to figure out what in the heaven's name was going on, because we keep trying to sit down and say, what's he talking about? And then we try to come back when we're more limber and ready to watch it, and the channel's gone. And then we go, well, gee, I can't find out what Daniel A. Morales was talking about people peace, because the link is gone. I can't watch the video because people peace raised the channel again. Magic machine is a fun idea. Well, I think if you're talking about magic machines, and it could certainly count as a magic machine, is what about the Large Hadron Collider, LHC? If you think about what that does, that's manipulating energy in a big scale. And that would definitely be something that someone would say is definitely a magical machine. Because what it's doing is not something that most people would think about trying to do on their own, to smash atoms together at ultra high speed. But that's what the LHC does, is it crashes atoms together at pretty high speed. So it's important to think about that. And then, of course, on a smaller, more local level, weather manipulator? I don't know. How would that work? Or maybe in this case, the person that does healing by removing a friend's headache. How would you make a machine to remove a headache? Because, I mean, in the case, the person, they were absorbing the negative energy that was causing the stimulation of pain. Now, how could a machine be designed precisely enough that it can know which energy it needs to remove or to absorb? Choice pool IT and just taste and God's will supposed to have busy lives and don't want to deal with it. Well, you know, I would say till, you know, I don't know who this person is, but I would say is don't let people like that fool you. Okay? Number one, okay? That's not the way it works. The FBI won't touch you. Okay? However, if he wanted to file a copyright strike against you for content that you use on your channel without his permission, that's different. Then the YouTube people are going to tell you, you got to remove this video. Or that's fine. Just remove the video. Delete the video. Okay? But you can still share a link to his original video so that he can still get his views. Because now, that's what I do. Like, if you look at the videos in my 2018 playlist, I'm not actually copying those videos from those other channels to my channel. I'm just sharing the links. That means that those channels still get their view counts. Those channels still get the proper attribution. I'm not trying to say that those are my videos. And that's the easiest way to do it. So I wouldn't worry about this guy, because, really, he could call the FBI he wants. But you live in Canada, and so I don't think you would have to really overrun it. And that's what I would say, is you could even very nicely say to him, is, okay, contact YouTube. If you really want me to write this video, then, you can go ahead and fall under a copyright issue, but it's up to him. And if he does, just say, okay, fine, I'll erase it. Here's the link. I want to share the link to your original source. Apparently I'm under this, and she handed her community, so I'm clean. Of course she's clean, because she didn't do anything to break the law. See, that's what some of these tools are doing, is that they're trying to intimidate you from doing what you know is right. As long as you follow the YouTube's policies and copyright policies, you're fine. You don't have anything to worry about. And I can assure you that most local police ain't going to waste their time on something as insignificant as this. They have bigger fish to fry. In some areas, much bigger fish to fry. Like shootings and crashes and drug dealers and MS-13 and Los Altos. Those are the ones, that they're trying to worry about. Well, as I said, I never heard of Joyce Poll, but since she doesn't have a channel anymore, I can't find out exactly what she said. So, it's already 8:47. Holy cow, I didn't know it was that late. She tells the trolls she finds them entertaining too. Well, sometimes the trolls, I'll be honest when I say this, sometimes the trolls on this channel can be fun. Sometimes. But not always. Because just get a bunch of people on this channel. What are you doing? I got the cord is getting crunched. Oh. See, there's some people on this channel that are fun. But then sometimes it gets a little bit odd, especially when you have people that keep rattling on the same thing about me being racist. And I'm glad we got that straightened out Wednesday, because I think that was a big important thing. Yeah, but what about her own videos that she's created? I want to hear, I know that about MS-13. They are no good. And they're actually a lot worse than Los Altos. Los Altos was the gangs that were in Winsted. Willimantic, where I lived. Los Altos. And then MS-13 just came in just when I left Willimantic. I said, I'm out here. Yeah, because I lived in a Hispanic community, so I learned to deal with and worrying about what gangs are coming around and stuff. So the point I'm trying to get at is that because she erased her own channel and her own videos, there's no content I can look of hers to see what she was trying to say. The same thing with Mars Argo. I mentioned Mars Argo a few times. Same thing. There's very few Mars Argo videos still available online for public use. You have people that talk about the content of the Mars Argo videos, but you can't actually watch the Mars Argo videos because Mars Argo has not released or re-released any of her prior content when she was with Titanic Sinclair. So the same deal is I'd like to hear what she's got to say, just because it gives me a chance to understand what kind of content she's doing and why some people would be saying the things that they're saying. Joyce Poll. Well, I can do that later. I don't want to do it right now because obviously if I do that, it's going to lag this internet connection big time. Speaking of that, how is your connection doing? I didn't check. Good. Where's my stupid cursor? There it is. Ah, you fired up the update again. Wouldn't be so bad. There was actually some updates to install for a computer. Actually, it'd be a disaster. Those updates to install right now. What's that? Because the way the internet would be slagging on this thing. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's true, but right now, let's see. Our internet is doing pretty good here. We're getting less drops now. You were saying? Well, yeah, we're getting less drops. It's just seems to be that this thing is laggy as can get. That's one of the reasons we need to get a new computer in here. Mars was just jealous of mortality. No, I don't think so much that is. Also, the Titanic Sinclair was going out with Mars originally, and they broke up because Titanic Sinclair, whose name was really Corey Mixter, was physically abusing and assaulting Mars Argo, which is her name is Brittany Sheets. And that's part of the reason why she filed those lawsuits. The problem is that she should have filed criminal charges against Corey Mixter too for the assault and battery. Why she didn't, I don't know. If I go to my Facebook, do you realize that this entire internet connection is going to seriously go into the toilet? Yeah. Yeah, well, he was doing some pretty nasty things to her. He was definitely breaking her house and smash her wine glasses and act like just a total bad person because she wanted to call it quits in a relationship, really. And that's what happened. And it's like, so when I was reading this, this court document, it's like, lady, why the hell didn't you contact the Los Angeles Police Department and file criminal charges for breaking and entering an assault? But she didn't do that. She just went ahead and makes it into a civil court case instead. Maybe she wants something more besides identity theft allegations that Poppy has stolen her identity. Well, the difference is that Brittany Sheets' hair is naturally blonde, and whereas Mrs. Pierre's hair, which is better known as that Poppy's hair, is naturally brown. Okay. Right. Understandable. But what are you saying about made a mistake? The use of than instead of then. Yeah. I think one of the things with YouTube, the internet, after a while, we're so used to reading mistypos that we kind of forget that. Okay, sorry, I understand that. Could you go to your Facebook? Or you can go to my Facebook after the live stream, but I don't know when the live stream is going to end. And what did you want to talk to me on my Facebook or my Twitter account? I have no idea. It didn't say. It doesn't say. Let's see. At least I can see the videos playing. Okay. Let's see. Lisa Haven, why is this the Antichrist the Beast? So Lisa Haven's got the new video, what? Commented on your Facebook on your photo. No, sure then. But other than that, really, okay. Let's see here. Justin O'Brien, International Day of Culture. Tomorrow will be 24 degrees on Celsius Monday. And Twitter says Mikey Monkey one recently tweeted, whoever he is, David M. Follett, a ballet dancer of the PC. I think he's second. I don't know what he's talking about. But, so, the point is that I'm here and I'm watching the videos and chats. What's my Facebook? It's the same as my every other email link I have. Just search for MicheleMarieDalene. Just like you do here. It's, okay, so people, peace. It's the same as on, okay, let's just type this name. It is the same name as on here. MicheleDalene. Okay, so why does it put your name in orange reverse text? I don't know. It's a good question. I have no idea why it does that. Maybe it's trying to warn you that you're getting too much personal information up on the internet. Yeah, well, that doesn't make a damn of sense. There's anything I can do with that? Can look it up. I know who I am. Thank you very much. Okay, so he wants to send me a friend request. By the way, BTW. Anyone could send a friend request to my mom, although she... Nah, don't do that. Don't say that. You don't need to do that. I think your mom would bring you. Okay. Sorry about the typo. Okay. Let's see. By the way, we're still taking phone calls, guys. It's 8:57 p.m. Eastern Time. So, if you guys want to take phone calls right now, you want to call in, you can do that. 860-738-8463. Call now while the rates are lower. And so, again, it's 860-738-8463. And, yes, for those of you who want to know, are we going to be having an in-studio chat on Wednesday? The answer is a resounding yes, we are. Well, I think when you come, R11, we can probably do that. But I think it would be best to do it in, possibly in person. We could go to my mom's house, but I don't know what her hours are. She works third shift. So I have to see if she would be willing to sit down and talk with you. R11h30, maybe she will. Well, we'll have to see what happens. Okay, we got his request for friendship request. So let me pop out of this real quick here. And let's see. I want to see if my mom ever passed my friendship request too. Let's see, 2 announcements here. Okay, commenting on your photo. Which photo is this one here? This is about oh, that's Story Room address. Let's see. Yeah, that was an iOS photo from the past. Okay, so let's see. Friend request. I see a person named Morris Trinity Who is Morris Trinity? I don't just go ahead and just add people randomly. So, someone please tell me who Morris Trinity is, if that's people peace. I don't know. But until I confirm who that is, I'm not going to approve the request. And I see a lady also in here. Someone named Cyrillic. Looks like Benmapa Moron. If you guys know any of these names, I don't know how these people are. Rich Coon. Rich Coon. I don't know. Can it be R11's last name? I don't know. So. No, I don't want to. Okay. So let me get back to the chat here. Let's see. All chat, not just half chat. Okay, so. Yeah, but I don't even know what you know me on. I got one person that doesn't even match your name at all. The greatest gift of all 7, so I don't know who that is. Well, we'll see how it goes. But with the tour or the visit, but it's not going to be until around August, middle of August, either the 2nd or 3rd week of August. And I don't know how his friend wants to distribute the video content, because he can distribute it through multiple channels, multiple avenues, from YouTube, Facebook, to, who knows, a television documentary, to, we don't know what his plans are. We have no idea what he's going to do, how he's going to distribute it. Let me ask Dory something real quick. You think that the soup is ready yet? Dory. Dory! Hold on. Do you think the soup is ready yet?
What?
The soup.
It's all done.
Okay, so it's on warm now?
It's off, yes. It's boiling hot.
Okay, I just wanted to see what the dinner was going to be ready soon. Okay, so like I said, we'll have to see how it goes. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes too. So, by the way, I noticed, is that on my channel here, we've had a pretty good set of live streams in the last few weeks, and I'm actually very happy to see it. Okay, don't worry about it. Let's see. I saw one person on Facebook that showed up, and she looked like, this lady looked like she was possibly a nun of the Eastern Orthodox Church, which kind of surprised me, because I was like, who is this lady? You know, just, you can take a look at the picture right here. I mean, she looks like she's a nun from the Eastern Orthodox Church with a white top on it. But I don't know anything about how to pronounce her name. Let's see if I can pull up her page here in detail. This doesn't really give much of a comment. But this is her page here. I don't know anything who this woman is. And I get a lot of people that want to join as friends, I don't know. And then I kind of have to sit there and carefully go through them and look and see who they may be. I don't always add a ton of people to my YouTube channel. So, on Facebook, for a lot of reasons. I don't really keep up with the Facebook chats because the stuff on Facebook is just too much. So let me take a look and see what's going on the Twitter. Let's see. Let's see. An announcement. Let's see. Highlights. MRCH Mr. Cheeky Monkey 1966 and 12 others. whoever they are. So I got to regular YouTube notifications. Let's see if we can try to find those. And they are, let's go through to the studio thing and read them, so if they show up as comments to me. And now the standard notifications and not actual chats. So, okay. That's what she wants. I'll be able to have at least a few more people watching, hopefully, on the Sunday stream. That'd be great if you can get more people on here. I think that would be wonderful. And like I said, I noticed that these streams now, they're doing a lot better than they were a couple months ago. It seems like we are reaching a much more relaxed clientele. We're able to finally have a dialogue that doesn't sound like somebody trying to think the show is some kind of a situation comedy, drama queen kind of thing. And let's see, that's what she wants. So okay, let's I'll be on. That's what she wants. So I wish you the best. Okay. What do you mean by that is what she wants, so I wish you the best? I don't quite get, who's she? Me? Let's see, I'm going to go smoothly. This whole MMD world is so fascinating. Like, Michelle, let's get more popular, so but guarantees, of course. Okay, I'll check your comments again. See if I see you now. Talking about people of peace here. Let's see. How do you update this comment section? Let's see. Let's see. No, I don't see anything yet from you, people of peace, but I see a Morris Trinley. I know that's not you. That's 2 hours ago. An Effecto. I'm not sure who an Effecto is. I mean, there's the Fecto family. Just pull down the updates and pull down here and see if anything shows up. I'm trying, but it's not showing me anything from... But that's okay anyway, because... Wait. Well, I just saw something here. Wait, what is this? That's not from you, Oh, it's Coon. Oh, I thought that was somebody else. Okay. I'm still waiting for my mother to connect to me. Well, if I see your name, I can accept you, but right now I just checked it, and I don't see anything from you at this point. So, I'll have to come back and check in a little bit. But you already know I'm already with you on Twitter, which is when I probably more like stick around with Twitter than Facebook anyway. You might want to just send me a message too. I know that Facebook has the other mailbox, but I don't know anything about it. Okay, so do you guys, let's get ready to wrap this up because it's getting late. It's 9:08. Okay, so here's the questions. Did you guys enjoy tonight's live stream? Is this the kind of way you like to see this? Yeah, I want to be more popular. And I think right now, the most important thing is that as we try to make sure we realize that this is a channel where we can have some fun, but this is a channel that's meant to be a little more sincere than a situation comedy channel. Sometimes in real life it gets kind of hectic as it is. Check again all I want, but it doesn't change nothing. Let's see. Wait a minute, why did I click on? Facebook, Twitter. Okay. I accidentally closed that window. I'm going to reopen it again. I see a circle, so let's see what it shows up here. Okay. I see you now. Okay. Alright, so I just confirmed you now. So now you're in there. Okay. So it just confirmed you, so you're all set. So anyway, does anyone want to discuss Wednesday we're being in studio again because it's going to be too cold. We'll be outside again. So this week is going to be in studio 3 times. Okay, today, Wednesday, and possibly Sunday of next week as well because of the weather. Because the temperatures have been unseasonably cool. And so I'm trying to see if we can try to satisfy everybody, have more people join in on the chats. Okay, so for right now, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to thank everybody for coming to the show, and we're going to see you guys on Wednesday. Let me get over here to this other screen here, to the control board. You need a better computer. I need a better everything. Oh, yeah, that too. Michelle needs a better everything. Yes, I do. Okay, so I wanted to say thank you guys for being a part of the show, and I hope you had a good time today. And please do share these videos with your friends and family and your loved ones and your people that you know that may be interested in this kind of stuff. I want to try to expand into more topics. And as I said, we've had it pretty good lately with more relaxed conversations and good conversations, and that was a major step in the right direction because now we can all think clearly. And just like I said about people of peace, maybe you were never diagnosed as having autism or Asperger's, but you may very well, and you may not even know it. I didn't get diagnosed until I was an adult. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's okay. It don't worry about anybody trying to judge you or say that you're not a good person because you have issues. Because you know what? It's okay. That's who you are. You should be accepted. You should be happy with who you are. But for now, I'll see you guys Wednesday in the studio, 7 p.m. Eastern time again. Until that time, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Check out my YouTube channel, too. It's easy to find. It's right in the comments below. It's, at least my email is. But it's easy to find on YouTube. It's just Lumi Finistra. Lumi space Finistre. Right? And for now, we're going to let you go. So stay out of trouble, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.